a blowhole right on top of their head. And so where they're going to be making those vocalizations from, so the clicking and squeaking noises that you hear both above and below the water are made from that area. And each pod is going to have their own distinct dialect, so they're going to have their own language. And that helps them differentiate from the other pods that they come across while they're in the ocean. So I want to talk a little bit too about the markings in the different parts of the killer whale that also help make it the top predator of the ocean. Now you'll notice that the whales are mostly black on the top, they're mostly white on the bottom, but there's a lot of different swoops of color, swoops of white, spots of white. So first of these animals have something called counter shading, which means they're dark on the top and white on the bottom. Lots of animals like fat rays, sea turtles, sharks have that same counter shading where they're dark on the top, lighter on the bottom, giving them some camouflage in the water. But killer whales have something really interesting. You'll notice the spots and the swoops. That gives them something called disruptive coloration. So it's breaking up the size of the animal, making it appear maybe smaller than it actually is. And that helps them get a lead on their prey when they're walking, swimming around in the ocean, sneaking up on maybe a seal or a sea lion. That seal or sea lion is going to see only part of the animal in the water because of that disruptive coloration. Maybe not realizing quite the size of the predator that's approaching it. That's giving an advantage to the killer whales while they're hunting. Now these spots and swoops also help us identify the different killer whales and knowing each one from the other. So you see that swoop right behind Corky's back right there, right behind her dorsal fin? That's something called a saddle patch.
That's not
that saddle patch is unique to each and every whale. So if you look closely at hers and the other two male whales in the pool, you'll notice there are some little differences. So in field and in the wild, people use these saddle patches to identify specific whales. That way you can study their individual personality and traits. So because in the wild we can approach these animals that closely, what they do is take pictures of them when they come up for a blind bear, keeping a number on that saddle patch and knowing the difference between them through those photographs. There's also a great difference in telling the difference between the male and female killer whale. And that's right with that dorsal fin on their back. So male dorsal fins are much taller and much more triangular than females. They're going to be sticking up really tall, as far as 6 feet. Now in those dorsal fins on top of their back, there are no muscles and no bones. So with time, sometimes gravity causes that dorsal fin to turn downward. So we're looking at Keet's dorsal fin right here and how it's flipped over. And let's say